In the last episode, I began the process of revamping one of my old apps, Wellness Tracker. The app is now a daily wellness tracker for athletes to help them balance their training load and recovery, as well as making informed decisions on when to do what sort of training. We left the last episode after we'd added the functionality for storing responses to the database and viewing our history of your responses. In this episode, we're going to start building out the functionality for coaches to manage the team of athletes based on those wellness metrics. But before we get into that, let's check out some of the changes that we've made since the end of the last episode. As you can see, we've made some UI changes and we now have a dark theme. If we check out the current questions tab, you can see I've made some small changes to make it a bit neater, a bit better spaced, as well as changing the colours of the buttons. Once I hit submit, you can see a small change here too. So the graph has changed, as well as having the numbers along the bottom corresponding to the questions. And then if we go over to the history tab, you can see we have a new bar graph at the bottom here, which is showing the averages of each day. The idea of this is that you can now see which day you generally have a better wellness, and from there you can determine, where you want to add in an extra training session or something else. As you can tell, the UI updates haven't been finished yet, so let's get to that. Last episode, I reached out to someone on Fiverr for some design help, but to be honest, they took a bit too long to get back to me, so I just started working on the design myself. By the time they eventually got back to me, we had pretty similar ideas, so I think I'm just going to combine them, maybe a light mode and dark mode style. Okay, so I've finished the UI for a solo user, and I've made some small tweaks. Now our baseline is a rolling 14-day average, and we also have these time frame buttons across the top. So when you click on 3 months, it only shows you the last 3 months. If you click on 1 year, it shows you the last 1 year. Nice. So now that we have the functionality working for a solo user and a UI that's a bit nicer to look at, I really want to get some feedback. So I'm going to upload this app for internal testing on the Play Store, send that out to a few friends, and hopefully we can get some good feedback on what works, or maybe more likely, what's a bit janky and what doesn't work. In the meantime, let's get started with creating events. So firstly, I gave the ability for anyone to create an event and then share that with others, and then any other user can join that event. If you're the person who created the event, you'll be able to see a dashboard of sorts of the results of the team wellness during that event. But if you're a member of the event, then you'll only be able to see your own wellness during that time. So we're going to need to have kind of 2 sets of pages, depending on if you're an admin or the creator, or if you're just a regular member. So, getting started with the member side. If I click on it, you can see it's pretty similar to the history view or the view of a day once you've submitted your answer. If we check out an event where we're the creator or have been set as an admin, and you can see across the top we have a kind of snapshot of a few different pieces of information. We have the team wellness in the middle compared to the team baseline, and at the bottom we've got a little bit more detail. Now the detail at the bottom links up with the sections at the top, just providing, again, kind of more information to the coaches to help them make better, more informed decisions on training, on pitch time during competition, or maybe if there's something the team needs to do to kind of improve its overall wellness. Maybe trying to go to bed earlier, eating better, something along those lines. So I think that's going to be a future episode where we just add some finishing touches. We'll get it released to the app and the Play Store. Make sure you subscribe to see next steps on this app, as well as my other app, Squatva. See you next time.